is there a position you have to put?
Oh, just so you're comfortable to push them in.
So that's it?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Now the brakes, if you slide your toes up to the top.
Yep.
Just push them forward.
Ah, yep.
Do you need to go forward a bit more? I think you might have to.
Yes, you do.
Better?
Yep. So is that brakes on there?
When you push them in there, they're on.
Oh, right up the top, yes, yep.
Yep. Are you too close now?
I think I am, yeah.
So just what you do is you slide your feet up and touch the roof. And then you should be able to apply the brakes. See how I'm going to gap in?
Is there different settings?
Well, as long as you're comfortable.
That's perfect.
That's perfect?
Yeah.
As long as you don't get shins.
That's great.
Okay, let's place our headsets on. Brandon, there's one down there for you.
One thing I'm not sure of is like what to say and things like that, so I'll leave that to you. Yeah.
That's fine. Did you want to do that? Then we don't need to do that.
I'd like to hear it though.
You like to hear it? Okay. Okay, so we'll guide you through the controls, the yoke in front of you here. Okay, so basically we turn it to the left, we do this, the aircraft banks left. Okay, so have a go. So feel the full left deflection, yep, and right, banks to the right. Okay, you can also push the nose forward to go down, or pull back towards you to nose up. Now these rudder pedals, what they do is they give you yaw in the air by operating that rudder fin, or on the ground it steers the nose wheel. Okay, so you can steer along the ground with this. Okay, throttle, so our engine number 1 on the left, 2 on the right, very simple. You push them forward, we speed up, pull them back, we slow down. Okay, reverse thrusters, as a passenger you might have heard, yeah, that big roar. You pull up to halfway and all the way back and all the way forward, and we do all this slowly. Okay, so have a feel for it. Up to halfway and all the way back, and disengage. Okay, now speed brakes. Have you seen them before? Popping right up on top of the wings. They're there to push the aircraft against the ground, gives the wheels more grip on the runway for braking. Okay, so what you do, these will self-deploy, however you need to arm them in order for that to happen. And to arm them, you just pick them up and just bring it back to about there. Okay, and it'll be armed. So have a go with that. Okay, beautiful. Our flaps lever. So we have flaps from 0 down to 40 degrees. Flaps are those things that come down like that.
Yep.
So what you do is you lift the lever up, allows you to move about. But at 1 in 15 here, you're going to get stuck, okay? So when you do get stuck on these gates, feel free to go down and up the other side. Okay, just have a go with that. Yep. The rest is all fine until you get to another gate. Okay, and back up to 5 degrees.
How do you know what flaps to use? Like when is it set?
That's what you have to learn.
Depends on wind and all that type of thing.
Depends on your speed, more like.
Speed.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are flap limitation speeds, so the more flaps down it is, the slower you have to be. Otherwise, you rip it off. So there's 250 knots for flaps 1 to 5, 210 for flaps 10, 195 for flaps 15. So you have to know all that as part of your study of the aircraft. Okay, now there's something here called a trim. These wheels spinning up and down is actually me with this button here. So when these wheels will spin up and down, the trim, what it does is it makes the controller slider for you. It trims the center of gravity of the aircraft to put it in a neutral position so your nose doesn't flop down or up when flying level.
Yep.
So it's a bit of a hard concept. What I'll do is I'll do the trimming for you today.
Yeah.
You focus on the flying, okay? Landing gear. We have the lever here for the wheels. After takeoff, we say positive rate, gear up. And that's when we pull it out and up. Before we land, we need to make sure we put them back down. So you pull it out and down, gear down. Okay, have a go. Angle down. Okay, great. Have you ever seen one of these before? The
The artificial horizon.
yeah,
Yep.
You've seen it. Do you play Flight Simulator?
Yeah, I have
Oh,
a
you
couple
do?
of times.
Couple of times?
Yeah, I didn't.
Okay. These markings here, that's your pitch. Okay. And these markings here, that's your angle of bank.
Okay.
Okay, so now for takeoff, what you have to do is bring our nose up to 15 degrees. Each of these lines represent 2.5 degrees. 15 is just 2 lines above the 10.
Okay.
Remember that line there?
Yep.
To fly level, most people think it's on the horizon. It's actually not. It's actually 3.5 degrees nose up, which is bring that square right up to here.
Okay.
Okay? So that's what, whenever we say we level off at 3,000 feet, which is what we're going to climb to,
Yep.
you need to bring the nose up to here and just leave it there.
Stop.
Otherwise, if we bring it down to here, we're going to descend, okay?
Okay.
Once we're in the air, we'll do a few turns. You'll start to wonder, geez, how many degrees do we actually turn? And that's when we look up here. These markings here, they go 10 degrees, 20 degrees, 30 degrees,
Okay.
and then 45 and 60. We normally turn at 25. This is 30 here, so 25 is just in between. So you bring this little triangle out to 25 here.
25. Okay.
That's it. And altitude, altimeter on the right.
Yep.
So we're climbing to 3,000. Airspeed on the left, but most of the time you'll be on auto throttle, so you won't need to worry too much. Navigational compass, navigational display here. So you have a compass over the top, telling you which direction you're facing. There is a pink line down here for you, and I'll be steering this knob. Basically, I'm setting a heading to guide you, to tell you where to turn onto.
Okay.
So you'll be turning through, and this compass will be spinning up. When the pink line gets to about here, you need to start rolling the wings level. By the time it's here, you need to have your wings level, or fly down the pink line.
All right.
And that's you there in the center there.
Okay.
These two lines are our runways, and this is an extension line coming out from the runway. Okay, and I guess one last thing to brief you on is the N1 gauge. So we have two gauges, one for each engine. They run from 0 to 10, 0 to 100% of the maximum RPM of the engine. So we set it as a percentage of max RPM. So we call out set 40% N1. There's a little, can you see the little underline there?
Yep.
As I thrust up. So if we say set 40% N1, we bring the underline up to the 4. If we say set 60% N1, we bring it up to the 6, and so on. Okay? And you can see the engines will catch up to you eventually. Okay. They're a bit slow to react, so it gradually comes back. That's about it to get us started. So we're ready to roll. Let's turn on all our landing lights here. Our strobe light on. And now, just all the way up. Yep.
This one?
Yep. And this is our seatbelt sign. Give it a flick off and back on quickly. Yep. And our park brake release. I'll get our currently sitting holding short of the runway, it's called. We're going to taxi forward and line up. Okay, we're going to make a left turn and line up. Before we do that, we need to get a clearance. So our call sign is experience 556.
Okay.
So I'll make that call now. Experience 556. Ready, runway 12.
Flight experience 556, read you 5.
Bit out of sync. Let's try it again. Experience 556, ready, runway 12.
Flight experience 556, line up.
Lining up, experience 556. So you're clear to line up. Thrust it up to a 30% N1. Go there. And we should start to roll forward here, which we are. With your left hand on the tiller, that steering wheel there. Now that steering wheel is going to steer your nose wheel. If you pull it back, we go left. If you push it forward, we go right, okay? And just want to trace along the yellow line here. Okay, following it through.
So this turns the nose wheel, obviously.
Yeah. Now I've told you that the rudders do that. So what happens is the rudders only give you a 7-degree deflection left or right.
Okay.
For that, the tighter turn we just made, we really need that.
Okay. So
tiller.
yep.
But now you're fine. So now you can start using your rudders. Okay, so I give you a bit of power, and you just give it a bit of left pedal to steer us off left. To the left, yeah. A bit more to the left. So if we use one or the other, if we use our feet, yep, we'll just use that. And to the right. Great. I'll apply the brakes here. Perfect. Here's our takeoff. So initially you're going to set 40% N1. And when the engines have caught up to that, you then push N1. Yes. And auto throttle will take over and take off for you. All you have to do now in the meantime is use your feet. Keep us on the center line.
Okay.
As we roll down, I'll call out 3 speeds, 80 knots, V1, and rotate.
So on rotate, I'll go to 15.
That's right. 15, okay? Okay. 80 knots. V1, rotate. Beautiful. Positive rate. Gear up. All the way up. That's it. Hold at 15. (1,000 feet). Let's lower the nose down to 10. Lowering the nose down will allow us to accelerate. We set flaps 1 when we pass 180 knots, which we have. And at 200 knots we set flaps up. So we're passing 200 now, flaps up. Alright, all done. Keep the nose up at 10, and all you have to do is focus on leveling out at 3,000. So, yep, feel free to be a bit more aggressive with the controls.
Yep.
It's quite heavy. So yeah, pull the nose back up to the 10. Yep. Almost there. It's about 2,800. You want to start preparing to push forward. Start pushing forward. Leveling out. Remember, 3.5 degrees nose up, which is there. Oh, perfect. Look at that, you're dead level, so we're not climbing or descending. Perfect. Okay, what we want to do now is maintaining 3,000. You're going to make a left turn now. As you turn to the left, what happens is the nose is naturally going to drop on you.
Yep.
So be aware of that. And what you have to do in a turn is bring our nose up and sit it on the 5 degree line. Okay. So we're going to turn left to 25 and 5 degrees nose up. So when you're ready, see the triangle going off to the right?
Yep.
Bring it out to 25 degrees. So 2.5 lines out. Yep, so that's 10 degrees now.
Yep.
That's 20 degrees on the next line. 25 is another half a line out. That's it.
Yep.
And hold it there. Nose is perfect. Oh, it's well, the turn's relaxing out a bit, so just give it a bit more. That's it. Nose is going down a bit. That's it. Alright. Alright, so you just focus on 25 degrees, 5 degrees nose up, 25 degrees, 5 degrees nose up. The triangle's passed overshot 30, so it's gone red. So just roll it back and reduce it back to 25, which is there, and 5 degrees nose up. So it should be flicking between the two constantly. Okay. To add a new instrument to your scan, the pink line is approaching the top. When it's about here, you want to start rolling level. Okay.
Okay.
So keep it at 25 for now. And about here, you want to just gently roll back to the right. Your objective is to have the wings level by the time it's upright. It's almost upright. Okay, level. Snap level. Perfect. Oh, a bit more. Bit more to the right. Double check with these two triangles, make sure they're lined up.
Ah, yes, yep.
Perfect. Okay, now that we've got that done, back onto the altitude, and it's looking really good. You did your turn to within 100 feet, which is commercial pilot standard. So when we did our commercial pilot's license, we had to keep it within 100 feet, just like what you did there. That's great. Okay. I'm going to turn you a little bit to the left. So just give us a small correction to the left. Oh, that's it. That'll do. Hold it there for a bit until that pink line creeps up. And roll level. Confirm with the two triangles. Yes. Oh, it's perfect. Alright, just fly as level for a bit. Practice your scan. Double checking the wings level, 3000, wings level, 3000. See, we've got an increasing trend here. We're going up.
Yep.
Just push the nose down a little bit. Keep it within the confines of those two lines.
Okay.
Great. Now we're coming up to abeam the runway. So what we have to do at this point is reduce our speed down to 210 and set flaps 1. Because our next step is going to be a descent. And we need to, as we descend, we tend to gain speed.
Okay.
So we put the flaps out to give us a bit of drag,
Yep.
so we don't speed up too much. To descend, lower the nose down onto the horizon, and just sit it on the horizon there. Okay. It's the bottom of the black dot that counts. So you sit the dot kind of
Just on it.
just on it. Like
Okay.
that, yeah.
Yep. What was that just moved over?
Okay, that's me setting an ILS. Do you know what's an ILS?
Yeah, intelligent landing system.
Instrument landing
Oh,
system.
instrument,
Close
yeah,
enough.
okay.
It's a precision approach where you have a localizer and a glide slope,
Yep.
and it lines you up. It gives you a precise path. Have you used it before?
No.
No. Okay. Do you have a Microsoft Flight Sim at home?
I do. I
Okay.
haven't used it for a long
Okay.
time.
We're approaching 2,000. Nose back up to those two lines again.
Yep.
Between those two lines.
What's the minimum level to go down? Like I heard a Jetstar went below the minimum level.
Oh, that's different for every airport. You know,
Okay.
every airport's got their own minimum.
Oh, okay. So it's not just a set thing. Okay.
Yeah, it's
and I
not.
wasn't watching what I was
So
doing
it
there.
depends on what we're talking about. I wouldn't know for Williamtown because I don't have the charts. Jetstar went below minimums, did they? Or was it Tiger?
It was Jetstar.
Really?
Yeah, in Queenstown.
Oh, wow. When was this?
2 months ago.
If you remind me later when we go out, I'll print you off a chart
Okay.
and I'll show you.
Oh, that'll be perfect.
Okay, now let's maintain 2,000. So just 2,000 feet.
Yep.
We're at 1,800, so yeah, just pull back a bit. And approaching 2,000, you want to push your nose down.
Yep.
Back down to that line I told you, there between the first and the second line.
It's like I don't want to be too quick with it, or.
Yeah. Okay, oh, just back up.
Okay, sorry.
Yep. Alright, holding this here. Let's make a left turn. So 25 degrees to the left. Remember to pull the nose up to 5 degrees. So second line up. So pull the nose back.
Ah,
So
yep.
5 degrees, which is another line up.
Another line up.
Yep, that's 5 degrees. So
Yep.
each line is 2.5 degrees.
Okay. That'll take me a while to remember.
That's alright. Bringing those up a little bit more. At this point, we reduce speed to 180. Flaps 5. Okay. I'll set the flaps to 5. You just turn us over a bit more to 25. A bit more. That's 20 there. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Oh, it's rolling back again. See this 25 degrees on this thing?
Yep.
So 2.5 degrees out. That's it. That's 25.
So you get that one on the 5, 10. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so each line is 10. So 10, 20, 30.
So in between
20 and 30
yes,
there.
okay.
That's it. Oh, nose is too far down.
Oh, yep. I can see why you need 2 pilots.
All right, rolling level because we're approaching the pink
Yep,
line.
okay. Oh, I did that way too late.
Oh, we managed to roll out on time. That's good. Okay, wings level. Confirm with those 2 triangles. Yes, we are. Okay, and if you can creep back to 2,000 again. So just creep us back up to 2,000 by pulling up. We only have a bit to go, just 500 feet. So just normally we climb on 10 degrees. But yeah, just place it there on 7 will do. At this point we go speed to 160.
Is that because I'm lifting the nose up, it's increasing the...
Yeah, it is, yeah. Gear down, flaps 15. So gear down and flaps 15. Okay, we're almost at 2,000, so you can gently push forward to level off at 2,000. Yeah, down a bit more. Yep, there.
Oh yeah, I can see the runway now.
Yep, that's it. All right, now our plan is to descend from this line here, which is 7 miles, from 2,000 feet.
Okay.
Which we are. So from this point, if you lower the nose down onto the horizon and sit it on the horizon, just on top like that.
On top, yep.
That'll give you a constant descent down. So just keep it there. And at this point, we set speed to 143. And flaps 30. Great. And just keeping that nose on the horizon, which you are. We won't use those RLSs for now. I just want to teach you how to do a visual landing.
Yep.
So looking outside, keeping the nose on the horizon. We need to go a bit to the left because the runway's off to our left a bit. So give it a correction to the left, about 5 degrees to the left.
Should I start turning to the right now?
Not yet.
Not yet?
We need to
Okay.
go a bit more. About here, you need to gently turn back to the right. Yep, rolling level. Okay. Maybe still a bit to the right, so maybe just a veer off to the left a bit more. Alright, now here's how we land. As you get lower, you'll hear 100,
Okay.
50, 40, okay? When you hear 50, your job is to power back slowly and raise the nose slowly at the same time. The idea is to land on the back wheels. Okay. Wings nice and level. Have your right hand here ready. Right hand here. Okay. You can use your feet a bit to help you line up if you like.
Yep.
But look into the distance, feel the sink. Don't let it sink too fast. Okay, that's it.
100.
Wait for 50. Gently power back, gently raise that nose there.
20.
All the way back.
10.
Oh, look at that. Alright, we're going to take off once more. That was great. Full
Roll.
power. Wait for me to call out rotate. Rotate. It's up to 15.
Oh, that's all right. Yeah, that's all right.
Positive rate. Gear up. And 15.
That's way too high.
Yep.
Stall.
Yeah, it'll stall if you go too high. 1,000 feet. Lower the nose down to 10. Flaps set to 5 and flaps up. So at 200 feet we set 200 knots, sorry, we set flaps up.
Okay. 200 knots. Yep.
Now we're about to level off at 3,000, so be prepared. About 2,800 here, start pushing forward. Level off by 3,000. 230 knots, 3,000 feet. Alright, let's make a turn to the left. 25 degrees to the left.
Oh, wrong way. I was trying to make it go that way.
And that pink line I'll turn over for you.
Okay.
Fifteen, 17. Yep. Okay. Looking good.
Am I up too high?
We are
altitude.
300 feet high, so
Yeah.
yeah, you can slow it down a bit, but don't discontinue the turn. You know,
Okay,
just
yep.
keep that going. Rolling level. Bit more. Snap to level here. Okay, confirm the two triangles. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Now what we have to do now is prepare for a full stop landing.
Okay.
We need to arm the speed brakes so they self-deploy on landing. We need to bring auto brakes to 2 so you get automatic braking on touchdown, so you don't have to use those toe brakes. And last of all, this landing you'll be using reverse thrust, okay? On touchdown. Flies on 3,000 up to level with the runway. So beam the runway and then we'll commence descent at 2,000. You're getting a good feel for it now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier.
Okay, we can begin descent down to 2,000. So first of all, we reduce speed to 210. And we set flaps 1. Okay, lower the nose down onto the horizon. Begin our descent.
Top.
Remembering we're leveling off at 2,000, so keep an eye on the altimeter.
Yep.
Almost there. Oh, 2,000.
Yep.
Next one up. There we go. I'll just go down a little bit. Okay. Hey, what we have to do now is make our left turn. So if you could, let's make a 20-degree turn. So just 2 lines out. So turn to the left. Yep. And keep it on that line there. That's a bit easier. Okay.
Are we still descending or keeping on?
No,
2000?
we're keeping on 2000.
Okay, all right.
Looking good. Okay, flaps. So 180 knots. Flaps 5. Okay, flaps over to 5. Yep, and you just roll us onto. Alright, you focus on lining up with this now. I'll do the next step.
Okay.
160 knots. Gear down. And flaps 15. Alright.
Wasn't there yet?
You keep turning and line up and just get that pink line a bit closer. Maintain 2000. Start rolling the wings level. Oh, too early. Go turn a bit more. And roll level. Great. From this point, we can commence our descent on the horizon. You said flaps 30 and keep the nose down on the horizon. We'll begin descent. Okay. That's it.
Oh,
that's good. Alright, now while you're on the horizon there, just check with the visual outside. Are we lined up with the runway?
Slightly to the right,
Slightly to the right, yeah, that's right. So maybe a little bit to the left. Or just slightly though. We're pretty much on in line.
So that's where you'd use the
rudder?
rudder?
Try not to, unless you're very close and you have to. On the horizon. Great. Everything's set for landing. Gears down at 3 green. That's good. Alright, wait for 50, okay?
Okay.
Approaching minimums.
Well, look into the distance, we're sinking a bit too fast here.
100.
Yeah, that's it. Alright. Slowly.
30.
Well, pull the nose.
20.
Nose.
10.
Oh, way too fast.
That's okay. Reverse thrust. Oh, that was such a good approach though. But at least we touched down, which is good. That was so stable, it was beautiful. Alright, 60 knots. We'll disengage, reverse thrust. And slowly, yeah, that's it. And slowly come down. Alright, apply
Did I
those
have
toe
to-
brakes. Okay, now I'm just going to pop you over to Queenstown.
Okay. Oh.
Have a break while I set up. That was great.
Yeah, Tim, I would have been like this, mate. Coming in, I wouldn't have been able to keep it that steady. Nice work.
Yeah, really good work. Okay.
So much to look at.
Yeah. But you're one of the better customers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
you
good
do
to know.
really well. Okay. Queenstown's pretty quick. What's good about it is you get a steep turn out of it.
Okay.
We'll be doing a 45-degree steep turn. So you remember that little dash there? So you remember
So
where
that's a
45?
45.
Yeah, so we'll be actually turning all the way over to that. And I think that's the
one.
I think that's the maximum for this aircraft. So we'll be taking it right to its limits. Alright, you take us off. I'll set this up. So 40% on the N1. Bring the thrust up to 40. So, oh no, this one
let's
here.
see.
And full blast. Okay, keep us on the runway.
Oh dear.
Okay, rotate. Okay, 15 degrees, positive rate. Gear up. Nose down to 10. Oh, now you got terrain on your screen. Okay, make a bit of a left turn here to avoid the mountain ahead of you.
Am I still climbing at 10?
Let's nose down and level out.
Okay. Oh, 4,000, of course, yeah.
Yep. Alright, so so you've got this nice big open space here. Hug the right side because we're going to do a steep turn to the left.
Okay.
We need all the space we can get. So hug this side here. Are you familiar? Are you good with these rudders? You find them easy?
Oh, it's hard to say. I only used them for the first time that last one, so it's.
Oh, okay. All right, let's make a left turn here now. Left turn. 45, okay?
45.
So bring that triangle all the way out to that little dash there. Now, the harder you turn, the more you have to pull back. So this time you have to pull back quite hard.
Okay.
It's about there. Okay. Look outside. Look at that. Oh.
Wow.
I'll put our wheels down. Now you can let the nose drop, that's fine, because we're about to land on the runway. So we need to get ourselves quickly onto this line here. Oh, now our nose is really far down, so yeah, you can just put it on the horizon. Okay.
So I need to get on that white line. So
Yeah,
that's telling
that's
me
right.
which way to go.
Yep,
Okay.
so you need to fly out back that for a bit.
Yep.
Okay, well, not too much.
Oh dear.
And back to the right. And just one final turn to the right should make you, should line you up. There you go. A bit more.
So if I get that line to go
Yeah.
onto that other line.
That's it.
Alright.
That's it. Now keep the nose down on the horizon. And I failed your engine. You got one engine.
Okay.
All right. Well, see how you're rolling. You're going that way. Use
Yep.
your foot, left foot. That's it. Wings level and fly with your foot. Okay. So all right, wings nice and level. Okay. Now steer. Let go of the pedals. Steer us a bit to the right. See how what happens is our right engine has failed,
Okay.
which is sending our nose out that way. So you have to balance it out with your left pedal. Okay.
Yep.
Now instead of flying with your hands now, we're going to change our flying characteristics. You're going to steer the direction with your feet like this.
Yep.
Okay. Line up like this with your feet, and just use your hands for keeping the wings level only. Okay. So steer us a bit to the left. Push it into the left a bit. That's it. You're going to line up with your feet. Okay. Line up with your feet. Okay, nose up a bit, that's right. Now if we need to go right, just let go of the pedals a bit. Yeah,
Okay.
there you go.
Yep.
Okay, raise the nose still. That's it. Control it with your feet. Steer direction with your feet. Nose up a bit more or we'll crash into the cliff.
Oh, that's.
Okay, nose up, left pedal. Nose up a bit more, left pedal. Okay. Alright.
Oh, one.
There you go. Now we do need to do the same thing. Nose up slowly. Look into the distance. Keep the left. Yeah, that's it.
50.
Left bit of left pedal here,
Okay.
and slowly nose up here. Nose up. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No reverse thrust, but give it all the brake you can. So push hard on the brakes. Yep. Oh, that's the end of the runway there. That was awesome. Well done.
That was alright.
Are you sweating, are you?
I don't think you realise what he just did to you.
Alright, well that was great. Thank you very much for that.
That was awesome.
I'm glad you enjoyed it, eh?
I did enjoy it.
Alright. So we need to run